There he is. Brave Lion Man. King. You can see why he's got a busy sex life, can't you? Yeah, actually, if you're new to this and seeing this out of context, you're probably very confused. Let's swiftly recap exactly how we got here. A while back now, I went on popular chat site OMEGLE.com and asked the always fascinating users there, if you could have any superpower, what would you have? I fumbled together a motley crew of 6 and to my delight, started receiving fan art for them. I've actually received even more since we last spoke. We've got this creation conjuring up a burger from @TakiSupplier. This doodle of Beast Boy shapeshifting to a part lion, part dragon from @AndyNow. And some lovely sketches of the whole gang, pleasingly not fighting crime, but taking some much needed downtime, just chilling out watching a film together. What are they watching? Probably watching Hancock or something. I don't know this person's handle, but their email began, "I got bored," so that's what we'll call them. And then, of course, the scary talented Banana Brains Productions even made a whole intro cartoon for them, which you really need to watch in its entirety. This ridiculously noteworthy picture also came in from @Prophecy7. They drew the whole Omegle 6 in such detail I could really spend a whole video on this picture alone. They even wrote separate bios for all of them. Just quickly, my favourite is obviously Creation, who as well as conjuring food, is entirely made of food, complete with an avocado head and sort of floppy emo egg hair. Never before have I seen a superhero I would so gladly eat as a starter. They also drew the superheroes who didn't make the team, including Wiz, who has no speed limit and no pants, and the various Omeglers who, it being Omegle, just wanted superpowers so that they could see through people's clothes. Now, the only other person who drew every other hero, regardless of whether they made the cut or not, was @SlasherGF, who went on to open a can of genetically mismatched worms, when they also sketched every single one of the abominable creatures born out of the second question I'd asked Omegle: if you could splice together 2 different animals to create the ultimate pet, which animals would you choose, and why? The 10 hybrids we ended up with were a dog and a cow spliced together, that was called Bruno, the somehow sexually active lion man that you saw right at the beginning, a colony of ant-sized horses, smashing together a bull and a dog, which I don't think was wise at all, smashing together a wolf and a bear, which is definitely not wise. One Omegler combined a bird and a fish, but didn't go into any details into how that animal operates, so the classic combo of a cat and a dog, one that runs around going, "Muck!" If you thought Lion Man was a bit odd, someone wanted to combine a rhino and a fish/mermaid, because apparently fishes suck good. Some poor sod wanted to combine a dog and a human for just a loyal human, really. And finally, and my favourite, was Buddy, the genetic pairing of a chimp and a sloth. So, now I'm delighted and honoured to exhibit the drawings we accrued of these 10 tortured beasts. Welcome to Matt's Zoo of Cursed Animals. Now, some of you drew just one animal on its own, some of you drew the whole lot. It was also pleasing to see some familiar faces and some styles I recognised. @Patatwa, for instance, who drew all my heroes with the lovely Omegle decal in the background. They gave my mutant creatures a similar treatment. And I also instantly knew I'd received a cheeky little submission from @Apple Animations, with their animals very closely resembling the heroes they'd also drawn. But hey, we're rushing. Let's go through this list one by one. Starting with, yeah, I've got a dog and, you know, they're my best friend and all, but damn, I wish I could drink its milk. Well, thanks to Omegle, Bruno now exists, forever scorched into our brains. Now, whilst most of the superheroes were drawn digitally, our animals saw more pencil sketches, which I enjoyed, kind of like they were anatomical diagrams knocked up by soulless scientists from a since-abandoned Soviet laboratory. Some particularly cursed images from Manvendra, whose dog cow goes, "Moof!" And that done by they who goes by Tigval on Instagram, which goes, "Yeah, yes, master." I'm still undecided whether it's more unsettling to have a happy dog with leaky udders, a milk dog, as Potato calls it, as exquisitely drawn here by Bad Gateway, or worse, to resemble an actual cow, only one that barks and chases its tail and licks your face excitedly when it sees you. A dilemma to argue over in the comments, I suppose. The now infamous Lion Man next, and a quick reminder, this was birthed by an Omegle who for some reason thought his monster would enjoy a pretty active social life. Now this one really divided the group. We had some lion men who looked more like husks of beings from all they'd seen and done, you know, a galaxy of pain in their eyes as they contemplate their surroundings and if they'll ever be able to escape. Whereas others, more, shall we say, coquettish. And then at complete other end of the spectrum, some absolute boss lion men, really encompassing the description put forth by the Omegler of brave, loyal, legend, with big penis. Some lovely typography by Vogel there, but the line man I connect most with is from DVNO, simply as that body type is the closest to mine. Ant horses next, and it was really only when I saw your drawings that I quite realised what horrible little fuckers these would be. Imagine these nasty neighing bastards, but in huge numbers, nibbling away at your picnic, or a whole mound of them, or even an entire army of them, sort of pinching and winning and crawling across the back of your neck. Oh! Although it's true, as at OliUP points out, they are pretty simple to deal with. As it turns out, these beasts can be drawn both very simply, thanks as ever Ape Animations, or very detailed. Dusangre drew Ari for us for the Heroes video, but really outdid themselves with a truly nightmarish ant horse that just confirms everything I've been saying. Remember, it could be worse. You could be living on the version of Earth where everything exactly the same, the only difference is that these little pricks are commonplace. Seeing as both bulls and dogs are both quite stocky quadrupeds, these guys weren't easy or fun to draw, or even Photoshop, so I commend everyone who gave drawing this heavy-breathing, massive shitting mammal a go. Lyra even managed to make theirs look quite cute, and, as ever, thanks Ape Animations. What's next? I would never have predicted this, but a couple of quite cute combinations of wolf and bear, again from Lyra, making beasts that would use your arteries as floss somehow look cuddly. Even I Got Boards look somewhat approachable. The rest of you, though, figured out that wolf bear would be a horrifying creature to be trapped in a room with, all fangs and claws with those stupid little simple eyes that bears look at you with just before they eat you. Bloody bears. Oh, our Dino production has captured the intensity of this beast perfectly, I think. A bad idea all round. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Having this pet is bad news. Now recall, our original OMEGLE didn't spend much time explaining how a birdfish would live, so this was very much down to your translation as to whether this would be some beaked beach slither of pain, or actually quite a majestic creature. There's some ant-sized horses for a confusing size reference. I must say, of all the drawings you did, the birdfish made me the most sad, because by and large it looked pretty miserable. This is a creature clearly not comfortable with its place on Earth. Too befeathered to swim, too wet to fly. But then, you know, Nathan's looks pretty happy. Nah, they weren't all miserable. Some of you managed to bend our birdfish's big trout beak into a kind of smile. So well done for anyone who did that. Interestingly, I Got Bored gave us the choice between a bird and a bear. Again, one for the comments. Which would you rather? Personally, I don't think I could stomach having a bird stood upright in a cage staring at me with a big wet blank fish face. But that's just me. That's just me. What do you think? Look! Yeah, it's cat dog. Mixing a cat and dog is a go-to answer here. A bit cliche. It was certainly the most commonplace response I got when asking on OMEGLE. Interestingly, asking people to draw this is a clear way, I feel, of telling whether they're a dog or a cat person. Pizza Bagel, I reckon, is a cat person. Bad Gateway, a dog person. Benjamin, I reckon, is a fan of Alan Rickman by that face. Half a Sentence, whom I knew from illustrating my heroes, drew by far the most aggressive cag, which I guess makes sense if you're splicing the spite of a cat with the energy of a hound. Patatua made theirs a little gif of it going, Mark! But most curious of all was this from Solony. Their explanation was, a hybrid of a dog and a cat has to be intelligent. Very serious. Even as a briefcase. It's still fluffy though. Thank you for explaining that, Solony, because I was quite confused. Obviously, if you yourself ever see this creature in real life, please do go to a doctor because you are having a fever. Next, and may God have mercy on me, the Rhino Mermaid. So a reminder of how this beast came about. This conversation was one of the first ones I had on OMEGLE to make a video with. Now, I consider myself a man of the world, but even I was at a bit of a loss as to how to respond to this chap. As you would rightly expect, some truly haunting drawings of this particular OMEGLE's fetish. Alfred gave his a trident to use to pick apples, which was nice of him. As you behold these monstrosities, you know, that blend of leathery rhino skin with mucousy scale tail, the fact this creature was built to give oral even though it has a massive fucking horn, it is impossible to think this pet could be anyone's hybrid of choice. However, as Mavendra puts in their notes, some OMEGLEs have been found to lose control and go on an extreme level of horniness. Keep away from humans. And you remember that OMEGLEs and humans are different breeds entirely. What better way to prove this than with our penultimate OMEGLE who combined a dog and a human. However, they explain it was just a dog's endless loyalty they were after and for everything else to resemble a person. Really, they just wanted to own someone they could trust wouldn't cheat on them, and so some of your drawings were to that effect. Lyra drew all these creatures in one big 90-minute wallop and said it was about at this stage we'd notice where their soul died as they drew. Others sketched our loyal friend with more kind of animalistic qualities, which was nice. It did take me an embarrassing amount of time to realise this protrusion was probably supposed to be a tail. Top work from Solony and also from DVNO as ever, but a special commendation to @F1Shabach for likely the exact sort of kinky hybrid the OMEGLE had in mind. I knew from their prior drawing of Beast Boy they knew how to put human and animal together, so shouldn't have been surprised they'd do well with this one. And last but not least in Matt's menagerie is Buddy. For any artist who drew all 10, this was likely the last one they sketched, so people are getting tired at this stage, but if anything that's good, gives these drawings a hazy, drunken quality that really suits Buddy's happy lethargy down to the ground. Patatra drew theirs incredibly built for some reason, the only one to do so. Everyone else's looks blazed out of their monkey heads. Two of you actually drew yours puffing some dank kush, which I thought was a particularly lovely touch. A pet that you can do drugs with. It's better than getting sucked off by a salty wet rhino, that's for sure. So I end by saying thank you so much to everyone who drew something for me. Outstanding work, as always. We're just going to finish with 3 hybrid animal conversations that didn't make the final cut. I'll choose giraffe and elephant. I can't wait for this. Why? It will then look like a dinosaur. Are you from NASA, by any chance? Are you planning on fusing them together? You got me. I knew it! Yeah, my name is Dr. Meredith Oates. I'm a chief geneticist with NASA, which is why I'm on OMEGLE. We will, indeed, be using your idea to create this new strain of Brontosaurus. Nice to meet you, Dr. Meredith Latz. Can you name that creature my name, Cookie? So Cookie Monsters, then? Wow. AKA long neck elephants. Nice one. Fuck space, let's stretch some elephant necks. That's what we're about here at NASA, Cookie. Oh, because Elon Musk is concentrating on space, I guess. Hey, don't even mention his name around here, mate. Oh, I get it. You guys are mad at him because he's creating innovations and coal guys are losing job. Scum. Loon and deer. Loin. A loin? Yes. Why are you mixing those two? Well, they're both fast. A deer's only fast as it's running away from the lion. Why are you asking this? Research. Ow, okay, good luck. Now, does your lion deer eat berries or sinew? Does it have a mane? Details, please. My loin, Dick, wants to eat your pussy. Yeah, you're getting distracted. And I'm a 31-year-old man. Now, what are his sleep patterns like? You piece of shit, stop wasting people's time. How am I wasting people's time? This is important research. I didn't give a fuck how important it is. I like to think I genuinely angered that person and maybe even ruined their evening. A dog and a cat, I guess. Why is that? 'Cause I need a dog's face with a cat's back, lol. Why is a cat's back better than a dog's back? I don't know. For fuck's sake. What's your cat dog pet's name? Golden Pussy. Great. Happy with that? Yup. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Well, that's where the video was supposed to end, but then I was just going through all the pictures, making sure I had everything, and then I went, shit! Because I had missed one last little picture, which I will show now on its own. A surprisingly quite beautiful Rhino Mermaid, getting sort of aerial vibes. Again, this is off Bad Gateway, so let's just take a moment to look at that. Big thanks once again to everyone who drew. Even though we're past deadline, please continue to send me stuff. I'll always feature it in some aspect, and I will see you next time.